The leg I'm showing you is from a coffee table I'm making. It's been rough sawn on the bandsaw and then smoothed with a block plane and a spoke shave. You can see that the curves are quite smooth and it has nice sinuous lines to it. Very nice. Yes. Now in the vise I have one straight from the bandsaw, which I am going to smooth with the block plane and then a spoke shave to show you how it's done. Okay, here I am with the block plane and I am smoothing the shoulder of the leg. In other words, the convex portion of the leg is being done with a block plane. I'm changing grain direction as needed so I don't chip out the wood and keeping the plane as flat as possible. Next up, I'm going to switch to the spoke shave to do the concave part of the leg. You're going to see that coming right up. I'm going to switch tools and there's the spoke shave, freshly sharpened and very nice. And here we go. Here I am with the spoke shave. I'm going to go about halfway on the leg and then reverse my direction, because you'll quickly see that the grain will start chipping if you try to make it in one continuous cut on a concave surface. Shaping up here, I'm keeping the plane as flat as possible and taking very light cuts, and it's looking good. A few final cuts and just a bit of sanding and we're home. Okay, here I'm doing a little bit more refining on the leg. There were a few uneven spots. You can see that the block plane is being used diagonally across the grain. That gives me the smoothest cut. You hear rules about always following the grain direction, which those rules are bound to be broken when you're working on a curved leg. And back a few final cuts with the spoke shave. Very nice. The leg has now been rotated a quarter turn in the vise, exposing a fresh facet. And I'm going through the same process with the block plane, working on the shoulder, the convex portion of the leg. In a moment I'll switch over to the spoke shave. And the same process with the spoke shave, starting at the end of the leg and working inward, and then coming from the other direction so that we don't chip the wood grain. The idea is to get it as close as possible to the other leg to fool the eye, but it does not have to be perfect. I'm going to pull the leg out of the vise now, and we'll compare it to the original. It's the curves look good, nice sharp edges. Grab the original and mate them up. Looks pretty good. I'm happy.